Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to do this scary, gory zombie makeup look. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then keep on watching. So first things first, I covered my face with foundation, and I also went in with some spirit gum, and I put 2 layers of spirit gum just so it can be nice and tacky. Next, while waiting for it to dry, I went ahead and concealed my eyebrows with this light face paint color, and then I went over my eyebrows with a darker shade of foundation powder just to make it look like I don't have any eyebrows. Now I'm going to be taking some Maron liquid latex. Majority of the time when you're doing a Halloween look, you want to have liquid latex on you. Liquid latex is a big part of creating prosthetics or creating wounds or punctures in the face or whatever the case may be. Liquid latex is a big part of Spook-Tober looks, especially a scary, gory zombie look like this. And always keep in mind, the more liquid latex you apply, the thicker it gets. So now I'm going to be applying this prosthetic made already. This was in the package, the SFX special effects makeup package, and I just stuck that on the spirit gum. And now I'm going to be putting another layer of liquid latex just to build up the density of the skin and just to make it thicker and thicker. Now I'm going to be applying some tissue, and the tissue is what's going to make the skin look rotten and just not so good. The tissue makes it look more realistic, and then I'm going to go ahead and add more liquid latex on top of the tissue, and this helps it stay in place as well. And then, like I said before, to build up the thickness of the rotten skin, I'm going to add another piece of tissue and then add some liquid latex on my forehead. And this is going to be basically holes in my face that's rotten and I'm dripping blood out of it. And then I added liquid latex around the edges of this prosthetic because I want it to really seep through the skin. And I feel like the spirit gum wasn't helping as much. Now I'm ripping off the edges of the tissue. Okay, so while I do this, I'll just say this. When you're doing a Spooktober look or a Halloween look, especially one like this, a zombie look, you have to build, okay? You might have to go back to places where you need to contour. You might have to go back to places where you need to add more liquid latex, more tissue to get the type of look that you want. It took me a couple of hours to complete this look, but let me tell you, the more you take your time, the better it will come out. And now I'm adding more liquid latex on top of the tissue. This is completely optional, but I'm adding some more foundation on top of where I put the liquid latex, and you definitely want to put some foundation over that prosthetic special effect piece of skin because you want to make sure it matches your skin, and obviously it did not match mine. So now I'm going to go in and start contouring my face. I started off by using a purple eyeshadow, but I did not like how it was coming out, so I went ahead and used the face paint that came in the special effects Maron makeup kit, and I outlined everything that I needed to outline, such as my eye socket, and I went ahead and blended it out. And then I moved on to my forehead, creating some contour. I want my skin to look rotten and just like really bad, like I've been dead for a long time. So now I'm gonna add some yellow and green and mix it together and add it right under that purple on my forehead so you can see the transition of the color. And let me tell you guys, the more you blend, the more realistic it will look. And it's best to use this flat blending brush because it really helps it get into the skin. So now I'm going to be contouring my nose with the gel as well and just blending away. The more you blend, the better it looks. I also went ahead once again and added that mixture of the yellow and green and put it in between my nose, cheeks, everything else that's not contoured. Now I'm using some purple eyeshadow right under my eye so it can look really, bad, I guess. I don't know how to explain. And I'm also going to be contouring my forehead so I look angry. So that's why I'm making this face so I can just outline the skin. Next, I'm going to be adding some of that red face paint just around the purple so it looks very, very bruised. That's the word I was looking for before. You want to look bruised. You want to look dead. You want to look rotten. So that's why I am adding that red just to coordinate with the purple. After contouring my forehead, I went ahead and highlighted where I contoured, just like drawing little lines and stuff like that. And I feel like when you highlight the places that are contoured, it looks more realistic. It looks more 3D, if I should say. Now I'm going to be adding that mixture once again. Yellow and green mixture is definitely the color to go, especially if you're my complexion. And here I am highlighting some more, contouring some more. Just follow these steps. It's very repetitive, but I tell you, you will get it done. It will come out great. And of course, we have to cover that tissue with our foundation just to let it seep through the skin. But we are also going to be taking that green and yellow combo and placing it around and on top of the tissue. Now I'm setting my lips with some setting powder that came in the Maron box. I'll show you guys the setting powder. It is so strong. Like, this thing gets everywhere. It's very, very powdery, but I tell you that my face was not greasy and it keeps everything in place. Now I'm taking some black face paint and I'm just putting it over the socket of my eyelids. It doesn't have to be super duper dark, but yeah. Now I'm taking red eyeshadow and I'm just putting it on my water lash line, I guess, my under eye. And here I am again with the combo of the yellow and the green, and I'm just placing it on top of the tissue, around the tissue, just to give it that rotten, nasty look. And of course, you want to highlight under the eye socket so it could look more 3D-ish and like, how can I say, like sunken in. And I also learned that technique from somebody on YouTube. That's not my original technique, but the highlighting certain areas really help define the look and make it look realistic in 3D. So now I'm just breaking the tissue open to make it seem like the skin is coming off my face and that my mouth is ripped off. I wanted to have the illusion that my mouth was ripped all the way into my cheek, if you get what I mean. So that's why the tissue is so close to my mouth in the first place. Now I'm setting my eye socket with some black eyeshadow, and I'm also contouring just a little bit with the black eyeshadow as well. And as you can see, I added a little bit of highlight there. Like I said, the highlight just makes it look more realistic. And here I am adding some red and brown face paint just so it could look like dried blood, and then I added some green on top. Now around the ripped skin, I'm adding some red face paint so it could look like blood. And then I went inside and added this purple face paint in between the tissue so you don't see my brown skin through the blood. It's also best to get around the small parts of the tissue just so it can look a little bit bruised. Doing your lips is completely optional. If you don't have any blood that you would like to put on your mouth, make sure that your lips look excessively dry and dehydrated, okay? So that's just optional. I wanted to do that for people that do not have the fake blood or do not feel comfortable putting the fake blood on their lips. Now I'm taking Maron's blood and I'm just splattering it in between the skin I put on my neck. That's also optional too. I really didn't like how it came out, so I tried to cover it with blood as much as I could because the tissue was flapping and about to come off my skin. And this specific sponge that I'm using came in the makeup kit as well. You can find that at Party City, any Halloween store really, and it gives the illusion that there's blood splattered on you. Now I am placing some blood inside the prosthetic skin so it can look more defined. And now I'm taking Maron's coagulated blood, which is clogged up blood, and I'm putting it in between the skins so you can see the visibility of the blood. It's best to put coagulated blood in between wounds and scars because the blood will not run down like the liquidy blood and it will look more realistic, of course. Also guys, just a little word of advice. I know this video is pretty fast, but you can always go back, rewind. Just make sure when you're doing this look, take your time. Like I said, it's all about building up the look to your standards, to how you want it to look. And now to finish up the look, I took my hair out. I have my afro going on and I poured some drippy blood towards the end and inside the wound. And there you have it, guys. This is the zombie look. I also added some tears just to make it look a little more spookier. And yeah, that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and definitely give this look a try. We have a couple of more days, weeks till Halloween, so definitely practice. Watch this video as much as you need to, and don't forget, I'll see you in my next Spook-Tober makeup look. Bye!